Welcome back to Casual Evil, where we delve into the chilling stories that expose the darkest corners of human nature and we peel back the layers of ordinary people committing horrible crimes. Today, we are journeying into the twisted and harrowing account of the Sadie Hartley murder, a case that highlights the dangers of unchecked obsessions and the lengths to which envy can drive individuals. Please remember, this video contains discussions of abuse and graphic details which some viewers might find disturbing. Helmshore, 16 miles north of Manchester, a village where everyone knows everyone and life space is relaxed, was home to Sadie Hartley. At 60, she embodied vivacity and zest for life. A successful businesswoman, she was a pillar in her community and was in a relationship with ex-firefighter Ian Johnston. However, Ian, during a break from his relationship with Sadie, found himself drawn to Sarah Williams that he met at a local ski resort. Known to be passionate, her relationship with Ian, though short-lived, had left a lasting impact on her, an obsession that over time turned dangerous. Their liaison, fearing but fleeting, concluded with Ian's realization of where his heart truly lay, with Sadie. But for Sarah, the flame of obsession only grew brighter. The end of their affair wasn't a period. It was an ellipsis, leading to a chain of events that would shatter multiple lives. For Sarah, every glance of Ian towards Sadie was a sharp dagger of envy. She wasn't just heartbroken, she was consumed, and this turned into an all-encompassing obsession. In a move that showcased her escalating desperation, an anonymous letter, dripping with venom, found its way to Sadie. Its contents, a brutal revelation of the past affair, intending not just to wound, but to devastate. Behind many sinister plots are collaborators, and Sarah found one in Katrina Walsh. Katrina was 20 years older than Sarah and a horseback riding instructor. United not by a righteous cause, but by a malicious plan, they became partners in this dark journey. Their meticulous planning, outlined with alarming precision in their diaries, showcased not just their intent, but their complete detachment from morality. The duo's plans weren't impulsive. They were chillingly calculated. To ensure success, they acquired a stun gun from Germany, intending to incapacitate Sadie. Their surveillance of her became a daily routine, watching, waiting, and preparing. And then a flower delivery, seemingly innocent, but with a nefarious purpose, to assess Sadie's reactions and routines. All in all, the evil couple took 18 months to bring their plan to action. On the evening of January 14, 2016, Helmshore's typical tranquility would be shattered by an act of unparalleled brutality. After ensuring Sadie Hartley would be home alone, Sarah approached the house. The doorbell rang, and as Sadie answered, she was met with an unexpected and terrifying assault. Sarah brandished a stun gun, swiftly using it to immobilize Sadie. Once incapacitated, Sadie faced the cold blade of Sarah's knife. She was stabbed 41 times in a frenzied attack, a testament to the violent rage and intent behind the act. On January 15, 2016, Sadie Hartley's body was discovered at her home by the police after her colleagues asked them to do a wellness check on her. Following this shocking discovery, Lancashire PD launched an intensive investigation. From the outset, the sheer brutality of the crime demanded utmost diligence and expertise. Every officer, detective, and forensic expert knew that the stakes were high. Initial crime scene analyses revealed the violent nature of the assault, the multiple stab wounds indicating a crime driven by passion or personal vendetta. Moreover, the absence of forced entry suggested Sadie might have known her assailant or had no reason to perceive them as a threat. Detectives began by interviewing close friends, family, and neighbors. It was during these sessions that Ian Johnston's past relationship with Sarah Williams came to light, placing her on the investigators' radar. The crucial breakthrough, however, came from a mix of old-school detective work and technology. CCTV footage around Sadie's residence revealed a suspicious figure, later identified as Sarah, lurking in the vicinity days before the murder. This, combined with cell phone records, placed her near the crime scene on the night of the murder. Yet, it was Katrina's diaries that unveiled the depth of their plot. Her detailed writings outlined the sinister plans. From purchasing the stun gun to tracking Sadie's movements, she meticulously documented every step, sealing not only her fate, but also that of her accomplice, Sarah. Sarah was arrested on January 17, 2016, and Katrina the very next day. While we can never entirely understand the psychological triggers without a comprehensive personal evaluation of the perpetrators, several factors may have played a role in driving Sarah Williams and to a certain extent Katrina Walsh to commit the crime. When Sarah's brief relationship ended with Ian as he returned to Sadie, Williams had difficulty accepting the end of the affair. The repeated rejection and her obsession with Ian might have nurtured a growing resentment towards Sadie, who she viewed as an obstacle to her happiness. Jealousy, often termed the green-eyed monster, can be a powerful emotional trigger. Sarah Williams might have envied Sadie Hartley's life, relationship, and the attention she received from Ian, leading to intensified feelings of anger and resentment. Though it's speculative without a clinical diagnosis, Williams' actions, the refusal to accept rejection, the need for control, and possibly the lack of empathy towards Sadie could be indicative of narcissistic tendencies. Narcissists often struggle with perceiving themselves as inferior or being overshadowed by others. Katrina Walsh's involvement and complicity might have provided Williams with validation. Instead of discouraging the plot or steering a friend away from harmful intentions, Walsh became an enabler. The meticulous planning, from the buying of the stun gun to the detailed diary entries, hints at a level of detachment from reality. It's as if the two women were playing out a dark fantasy without fully grasping the real-world consequences of their actions. For most people, the idea of harming, let alone killing someone, is a moral line they won't cross. Williams and Walsh's willingness to meticulously plan and commit the crime suggests a severe impairment in their moral reasoning and judgment. By plotting the murder, Williams might have felt she was regaining control over a situation she perceived she had lost control of, her relationship with Ian. Taking Sadie out of the picture might have felt like the only way to regain that control. On July 5, 2016, the trial started amidst a wave of media attention and public outcry. Preston Crown Court, where the trial was held, became the focal point for many seeking justice for Sadie. From the outset, the prosecution laid out a compelling narrative, showcasing the meticulous planning, the mounting evidence from Katrina's diaries, and the damning CCTV footage. These, combined with the detailed cell phone records, painted a picture of premeditated murder. Sarah Williams, throughout the trial, maintained a defiant stance and showed little emotion even when confronted with the chilling details of the crime. Her defense aimed to poke holes in the evidence, questioning the reliability of Katrina's diaries and suggesting alternative theories for the murder. But the overwhelming evidence, particularly the digital footprints and forensic results, made it hard for the defense to sway the jury. Katrina Walsh's defense was more of a surprise. Portraying herself as a manipulated accomplice, she claimed she was under the influence and duress of Sarah, unaware of the full extent of Sarah's intentions. Her diaries, however, showcased her involvement at every step. Witness testimonies, particularly from Ian Johnston, added layers to the story, giving insights into the twisted love triangle and Sarah's growing obsession. After weeks of intense arguments, witness cross-examinations and scrutiny of evidence, the jury deliberated for 7 hours before rendering their verdict. On August 17, 2016, Sarah Williams and Katrina Walsh were found guilty of premeditated murder and both given a life sentence. Williams with a minimum of 30 years in prison and Walsh given a minimum of 25 years. The judge, in his final remarks, emphasized the cruelty and the unprecedented malice behind the act. Their lack of remorse, particularly from Sarah, played a pivotal role in the decision. The verdict was met with a wave of relief from Sadie's friends, family, and the larger community who had followed the trial closely. The Sadie Hartley case is not just a cautionary tale, but a poignant reminder of the unpredictability of human emotions that can turn ordinary people into ruthless criminals. As we conclude, our thoughts remain with Sadie Hartley, her loved ones, and every individual impacted by such acts of violence. Thank you for joining us today on Casual Evil. Until next time, stay safe and keep seeking the truth.